What? You went like this. Okay, hey! All right, let's see. What do I got to do? Oh, yeah. Oh, I know what today is. Minnie, what's today?
Friday!
It's Festool Friday. It's 12 noon. So that means you're tuned in to Festool Live. And we have an anniversary today. What is it, Minnie?
Lars! 20 years!
Lars Fackler, he's been with us 20 years. Lars, thank you for your service. We really appreciate it. You're one of the greats. All right, but Minnie, what's the other? No, it's not an anniversary. It's what episode is this? Is what I'm getting at.
Oh, 150.
150. And everybody who's remembering online and saying thanks, we thank you. Okay, let's call out the room because it's a little bit different today. We got some people here. Over here we got Big D. Behind the camera we got Garrett #1 Sato. How you doing, Garrett? You're supposed to nod. Didn't the unit teach you anything? Thank you. He's pretty good, huh? All right. Okay. Online, we have Brent answering all your questions. On the board, tell us where you're from. We have Minnie, Gleb. Woohoo!
Yeah, there he is. Hi, Garrett.
All right. Cool.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, does anybody know where the unit is?
Fish? No, wedding.
Oh, he's at a wedding. Man, he's got taken off the rest of the year, I think.
It's not his wedding, let's be clear.
Oh, no. He's getting married in April.
Yes.
Yeah, next April. Okay, good. I ain't telling you when. All right, everybody. Whew, another announcement right here. I need a big happy birthday for everybody knowing this. It's for Nicole, and she's Minnie's daughter.
Happy birthday, baby girl! Yay!
And she's in Modena, Italy, right? Did I pronounce that right?
Modena,
Italy.
Yes.
Oy. Okay. So, we also want our hearts go out to everybody in Florida. Yes. We know you had the brunt of Idalia, and there was lots of flooding. I know the area very well that was hit. I had friends who used to live there. And Minnie, I used to live down in Fort Lauderdale, but Minnie used to live in Kissimmee, and we know that area well. So our hearts go out to you. Be safe. All right. Also, another announcement, and this is wicked important. The last 3 or 4 episodes have been on new tools, and you haven't been able to purchase them until next Wednesday, September 6th, is when you're able to buy them. I know you've been pre-ordering them. Thank you very much. Today is the second episode of the TSV 60. I'm going to go through a really killer plunge cut with you, and you'll see how to set it up. A lot of questions have been happening to that. On September 6th, okay, now everybody, I want you to pay attention to this. If you go to the Festool USA website and the Festool Canada website, we have been doing Festool experiences, and we started about them 2 or 3 weeks ago across the country. And that's where you can see all these new tools. Okay, so go check out all the dates, and it's at festoolusa.com/experience. Okay, so that's how you can find them. September 6th, there's one happening locally. I think Travis, who's in the building, just told me about it, and it's up. He's doing one, and it's very local to us. It's at Von Tobel up in Lafayette. We're really stoked about that. Hey, Minnie, you going?
Yes.
You bringing anybody?
I am the official escort of Sparky.
Sparky's going to be there?
Yes.
I think the unit's going to be there.
Yes.
Garrett, you going to be there? Travis is going to be there. I think we get some other people from Festool. It's close to home. I think it's 45 minutes away, so we're going to be there. And yes, I will be there as well, running a few tools, so please come by and say hello. I think that's it, right, Min?
Yep.
That's it so far. I cannot believe Minnie's already on the second side of the board. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Okay. Now, there's 2 or 3 people in this room that I said, please pay attention to me today, because I've been going through this for 2 days, the setup of this, and I wanted to keep it as simple as possible, okay? The questions come in, well, come over here, Garrett, please. If I'm going to plunge cut with the TSV 60 today, and there's a blade, that's your scoring blade here, that's rotating in this direction. We went through it last week. We set it up. Remember, it's 3 turns for the depth once you zero it out. And it's got a 168 millimeter blade here, but look at the distance between the two. And if we can come in here, Garrett, there's plunge cut lines. And this is the one that got me this week, so I want to go through the step-by-step process. We know on all track saws, when the track saw is in full depth position here, that line comes into play, and this line comes into play, and it's right here on the window, okay? That's an easy setup. But now we have these lines, and it can get confusing. So my goal today is to make it not confusing. But I do have my step-by-step list on how to do this, and I wanted to make sure that we had this on live because now you have a great reference. Okay, so we have, and I just want to point this out really quick, we have these, and these are called limit stops. Okay, when you're plunge cutting, whether the 55 or the 60 or the 75, this is imperative because you want to plunge cut safely. But you can also use it in front to make a stop. Hopefully you're following him on that. So when I start the plunge cut today, I'm gonna, and remember, with the TSV 60, it's 2 cuts instead of 1. It's 2 setups instead of 1, and you'll understand why by the end of this episode. I'm just gonna slide that there for now. If we can get in here, Garrett, you see this right here? I'm gonna flip it down here so you can see it. There's a little ledge right here. And what that does, the reason it's called a limit stop, is when I put it in here, and you'll see right back here, see this right here? Okay, when I slide it into the stop, what that prevents is when I'm plunging from it lifting. And I'll show you all the tips and tricks, and I've gone through it about basic plunge cutting before, but it's kind of a refresher, except it's a different step. It's a 2-blade setup. Okay, so what we have to do is I'm going to get in here and I'm going to make a couple of marks here. When you set it up, and you'll understand why in a minute, you want to do a test on the scoring blade so you can adjust your stops appropriately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little test area here, and you'll do this when you set it up yourselves, okay, with your TSV 60. You'll set it up and you'll understand it. When you go into, you'll set up on a separate board is what I'm getting at. You'll do a burn board on it just so you have it set appropriately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. And last week I said you're going to understand this tab here and this tab here, which are your on and offs of your blades. You could turn either blade off. So the first one I'm going to turn off is this one because I don't want to cut, and you'll see it, where the blade only comes down. Ooh, wrong one. Wrong one. I told you to watch me, Garrett. When I have it here, the 168 blade comes out. Does not come all the way out. It does not cut, but the 1-tooth diamond tip cuts, and that's your scoring blade. Okay, so we're gonna set up the scoring blade so we can actually do a perfect point to point. So I'm gonna come in here, and that's what these lines are here. I want to start it precisely here and stop it precisely here. So depending on my eyes this week, I'm going to use this little piece here, this little square, and we get in here, Garrett, so I can take that and set it right to the middle of the line. And hopefully my eyes are right there. And that's a nice little tip for you. And I'm going to set my stop here. Okay, you only have to set this up once and to understand it. Okay, now I'm going to take it back here, and look, that's my entrance line right here. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it right into that line where I want it. Actually, I'll get it here so you can see it on camera, everybody. Bring it right to the line, and I'll kind of split that line right there. And then I'll take this stop and bring it in right here. Okay. Now let's look at this. And this is what I want you all to see, and you'll understand it. This is what I had to wrap my head around. I'm going to put the window down. I got just the scoring blade on. Okay? See how it doesn't cut all the way? It's because we have it set 3 clicks, remember? Which is 0.3 millimeters down, so it lined up with the blade. We just wanted to break it. Now, what I wanted to make sure you saw today is the distances here. And like I said, this is just a simple setup for you. Okay, I'm gonna measure it. I'll take this off, and I'll measure it from here to the entrance point, and then here, and it should be the same, and it is. It's 7 millimeters. So I don't have a 7 millimeter gauge block, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna recalibrate these just to test it, to make sure I have it set up right. And I'm just gonna bring it like this, and I'm gonna take it 7 millimeters forward, and I'll mark it right here, and hopefully my Mackin's working today, and I'll take it right here and do 7 millimeters. Okay, and then I'll stretch those out. And like I said, this is to let you know about this. Ooh, that doesn't look like 7 millimeters. That looks like a heck of a lot more. I'm always good at that. Yeah, you know why? Guess what I was marking? So I'm gonna take it in like this and mark it 7. That's why you always double check it. Big D, I told you to watch me today, bro. Okay. So I'll take my saw, I'll bring it back over, and remember, it's this one here and this one here, so I'll realign it, and I'll bring my stop in like this. And I'm just gonna eyeball it now so you guys can see that. And then I'll bring it over here. Oh, look, it's not hitting that. I'll loosen that. And you see how you can calibrate the scoring of this. Okay, so now I'm gonna take it. Okay, now look at that precision, everybody. I can start it precisely and stop it precisely. Okay, so that's just the test you need to do so you understand it's a 7 millimeter forward and aft, okay? That's the gauge. You may have a little bit deeper cut. You may have set it to 0.5 or 0.7. That will make it a less of a gauge or an offset. Okay, so that's how we figured it out here at Festool, North America. It was 3 clicks down after you zeroed it out. You can see that in the last episode, 149. See how I did that? Minnie, you see how I did that?
I see.
That's some pretty daggone quick math. Okay. Ooh, smooth, huh? Ooh, hey, I'm getting a little kudos from the man. Okay, next. Let's set up to do a plunge cut. And this is where I get, okay, so here's where I almost guarantee I'm gonna make a mistake. Okay, for me, because I can't remember stuff these days. Okay, I'm gonna come in here, and I'm going to do my layout lines. Here, in here, okay? I'm cutting out something in a Formica top, or I'm cutting out something where I need perfect, 100% splinter-free on this side, and this side, or maybe I just need it on the outside because of what I'm inletting into a countertop or a panel or something, okay? Now, a lot of people liked what I said last week when I said, hey, this is the cut with the TS60. It's almost perfect, and for me, almost perfect is not good enough sometimes. I like perfect, and that's what the TSV 60. Sometimes good enough is not good enough. Hey. Garrett loves that one. You're gonna use it, aren't you? Oh, you're darn tootin' right. Okay. I love this. Okay, so what do I gotta do? I gotta score it first, and then I gotta cut it. So I have to turn one blade off and cut, and then come back and recut it after I turn the one I just cut with off. And that's what I have a tendency to forget. So I'm gonna come in here, and we're gonna disregard these completely. And does anybody remember the measurement? 7 millimeters. So let's make our 7 millimeter mark here. Okay, and I'll just take it like this. Okay, and hopefully I'm double checking my measurement. Okay, and then I'm gonna come down here. Whoopsie. I'm gonna come down here and do it here. Okay, and make my mark. Does that look like 7? No, it does not. That's 7 right there. Why am I mixing? Oh, I know why. Okay, boy, I'm glad Garrett's here with me to pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm gonna come in here, and I'm gonna line up my marks, just like this. I'll grab my little gauge block. Man, I've had this forever. And I'm going to bring it in here like this. I'm going to line up my marks like this. All right, there we go. Perfect. I'm just going to take my saw. You know what? I'm striving for perfection on my start and stop, but I think everybody's going to get the gist when I'm finished. Now, the nice thing about that limit stop is it makes plunge cutting a safe operation for everybody, which is so important. And then I'm going to take this mark and I'm going to bring it right up here like this. And if I would have done this last week, but that would have been the longest Festool I've ever. I'm glad we're able to do it in 2 installments. Now, earlier this week I was marking the rail and I figured why not just mark the board. Okay, so now what I gotta do? Make sure my 168 blade is what? Off. And make sure my scoring blade is on. So let's make the first cut. Let's score it. Okay, and here we go. Let's see what I did wrong. Oh yeah, there it is. Look, no, I'm sorry. See how it confused? I thought I had to go to the 7mm mark. I don't. There we go. Okay, so what you can do is eyeball it if you want, because that scoring blade is really not giving you a lot of friction in there and really no kick. But it's nice to have those stops. Okay, so now let's go back and do what? I'm gonna do this first. I'm gonna disengage, okay, the scoring blade. This is where I always forget, and I'm like, I know I'm supposed to be cutting, and my blade goes further to my plunge cut area. Okay, so we have to set it up again. And Garrett, come on down here, my man. And that's what we're gonna set it on right here. Let me get this. We're gonna plunge it precisely. So, emphasis, when the blade is in the full depth position, then this mark here on the 168 blade and this mark here, okay, you can eyeball it here, but it's also on the window here. So I like it because the window takes it right down to the mark. But I'm gonna eyeball it here, just like that, and move my saw back and engage. Man, my eyes are off these days, so you can get as precise as you want, I shall say. And then I'm gonna come over here, and I'm gonna grab this mark here. See, look how that scoring blade is right on that line. And this is gonna be a splinter-free cut. So I'm gonna take this, and I'll double check everything momentarily. And I'm gonna take that, whew, I got too many marks on this board. But I guess the biggest thing is it's a 2-step process. And there we go. Let's see. How's that looking, everybody? Good? I disengaged this. That's off. Oh, what do I got to do?
Turn it on.
Did you hear that? Mm-hmm. I know I got to turn it on, but I got to make sure that the blade is engaged, the big blade. Hey, speaking of engaged, Chris is engaged, isn't he? Mm-hmm. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Where's the unit, man? Okay, I should have talked through that, but I will point out, when you do this, always start at full power, get all your revolutions up, and then plunge, and then when you get to the end, there you go. Now, you're gonna have what is known as geometry in the blade. So what you have to do is take a handsaw, or I like to use the Carvex, and cut out the geometry of the blade just to finish it off. But you can get a perfect, come in here, Garrett, look at this. You know what, let me do this. Let me get this out of the way. Look at this. That's impossible. I'm sorry. And it's now possible with the TSV 60. Okay, just so that is, I don't know, I get giddy every time I cut with this now. I was telling Rick this morning, I go, that's got to be the best track saw we've ever come out with. So if you need that application, you can get a perfect splinter-free cut, plunge cutting. How do we do?
We're good.
See, that's why I wanted to wait, because what? What? Oh, that's why Garrett's here.
Yeah.
Okay, so he went like this, everybody. All those lines, everybody, are right here on the back of the track. Now look, this is for your scoring blade right here. Okay, I'll point that out. Look, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. You paying attention, Garrett? You take the pen. Okay, look. So these are your scoring blades, and these are for your 168 blade. So if you get in a situation, okay, where your setup is from behind the saw, you're able to do it. All right, and hopefully we got this. This is where you turn it on and off, the scoring blade. When I first went through a training on this, I was like, why would we ever shut that off? And then I saw that I saw that the saw, never mind, you have to turn it off, or you'll have this forward of the cut. It's a two-step operation. I think it's a brilliant design, and hopefully you do as well. Now, that'll be available September 6th for everybody out there in North America. Whew. And that's a week from me. That's next week. Hey, and everybody have a good Labor Day here in the U.S. We have a 3-day weekend, and it starts in just a few minutes. Because guess what we got to do? We got to talk about all the people that showed up. Woo! Wow, this is. Oh my God. How do you say that first name?
I'm going with Loworth.
Loworth from the Busted Thumb Cabinetry Company in Ride Chaff, North Wales.
Good job.
That's good?
That's good.
Okay, thanks for coming up. Okay, we have Richard and George, the dog from Newcastle upon Tyne, England. We have the Warp Woodsman from Portland, Oregon. Hey, if you have not told us where you're from, please tell us. We have Kasaba from Hungary. We have Woodcraft 8. Hey, I heard that a lot of these businesses out there and dealers are having watch parties. Wow, this is awesome. We have, hey, thank you for watching. Soren from Denmark. We have Jerry from Castle Rock, Colorado. We have Gary with Beers with the Boys. We have Carrie from Dallas, Texas. We have Jim from Imlay City, Michigan. We have Merlin from Walla Walla, and I know that's in Washington. We have Oliver. How you doing, Oliver? You rock, dude. From Southern California. We have Dave and Kim from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. We have Anthony Scalaro from SI, New York. Staten Island, it's a borough of New York. I knew that, Minnie. Matt from Newark, Ohio. Carlos from Hampstead, North Carolina. Stefan from Bellevue, Nebraska. Daniel from Switzerland. John from Las Vegas. Dee's Hardwood Creations from Texas. We have Kyle from St. Catharines, Ontario. We have Dominic from Dedham, Mass. Gary from Plano, Texas. Safe from London. B Double Dizzle from Northwest Arkansas. Garrett, why are you looking at me funny? We have Ed from Douglasville, Georgia. Chris from Belgium. Dave and Gwen. I know that they're from West Virginia. And Gwen does not have an accent. Okay, Trevor from West Australia. Wicked cool. We have Paul from Reading, Berkshire, UK. David from Owen Mills, Maryland. Chris from Hungary. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting a Hungary. Okay, we have Chris from Minneapolis. I've never missed a meal, can you tell? We have ML from St. Louis, Missouri. William from Nagolas, Finland. Finlanda. Well, okay, that's a D, man.
No, it's a country, Finland.
Finland, but you have an A there, Finlana.
Oops.
The A is silent.
Did you hear what Garrett said?
No.
The A is silent. Okay, we have Johnny from Hoffman Estates, Illinois. We have Aunt, how are you, from Fontana. We have Apo from Finland. See, there's a D on that one. The D is not silent. Okay, we have Dave from Flowsmore, Illinois. Chad Colton from Southern Indiana. Right, that's right around, I think that's right around Fort Wayne. I saw you guys up at Fort Wayne. Giev from Shaker Heights, Ohio. We have Ray from Pensacola, Florida. Ray, I hope you're safe. Mike M. from Austin, Texas, my main man. Hey, Mike, I'm coming to see you in October, bro. We have Michelle from Paris, France. Andrew from Toledo, Ohio. Matt from Tinley, Illinois. How you doing, Matt? All right. Chris from Malta. Man, my main man from Malta. He's always there with us. Hey, Chris. Tell Mitty, I think you've been to every single Festool live. Mm-hmm. He has, right? That's 150 times. I can't believe it. Ed from the Big Island. Look at that. Hey, Ed, I want to tell you right now, Garrett is teaching me some great pidgin English. So, hey man, what's up, brah? Give me some hammer-jang. All right, now we're talking. We have Mark S., and he's teaching me some really good stuff, too. We have Mark S. from Springfield Woodcraft. Man, thank you, Mark. You're always there with us. Alonzo from Mississauga, Ontario. Joe from Waseca, Illinois. Zionsville Doug. He's in Hoopeston, Illinois. Hey, I think the unit's in Illinois. Oh, okay. But do you know, I just found out the other day, it's really Illinois. Oh, who knew? Where's there an S? Dale from Swaddle-Lincoat, England. Eric from Sonora, Mexico. How are you, Eric? Jason from Fenton, Michigan. Ben and Betty from Betty's Bay, South Africa. Russ from Chichester. Jason and Yana. You guys are always there with us. From Granite Falls, Washington. Terry from Salt Lake City, Utah. Rick from sunny Blackpool, UK. Hey, thanks for the shout out. You knew it was our 150. Minnie showed me that, Rick. Richard from Lake Como, Italy. Jacob from Rhode Island. Whew. Jerry from, I know you, Jerry G from Sugar Grove, Illinois. He visited us last week or the week before. We have Gerald from DeRidder, LA's Louisiana, I believe. Mark from the Netherlands. Johnny O. Wow, from Atco, New Jersey. I took it out of me this week. Des from Harrogate, England. Michael from Edmonton, Alberta. Ernesto from San Francisco, California. Tom and Kelly, I believe you've been for all 150 with us from Eatonton, Georgia. Blake Weber from Novato, California. Nicholas from Belgium. Jeff from Clarksburg, Maryland. The other Warren from Caldwell, Ohio. John from West Fairleigh, Vermont. Dana from Yokohama, Washington. Jeff and Jill from Allen, Texas. Russ from Spencerport, New York. Julian from Switzerland. Mac from Anaheim. Petri from Ullavi, Finland. Bermuda, Steve. Rob from South Devon, England. Willie the Spactrician. How are you? Craig and Tyler from Virginia. How are you guys? Hatville's coming up, guys. Paul, Cheryl, and Sam from Anthem, Arizona. Oh boy. I'm looking, I don't see him. We have Warren from Batavia, Mike C. from Winchester, Virginia, Brian from Painesville, Minnesota, Dan from Whitestone, New York, Brandon from Olathe, Texas, or Olathe, like Olathe, Texas, or Olathe, Texas, Kansas. Oh, so it's Olathe, Texas, Kansas. Wow. Okay, Steve from Fort Wayne. Greg from Lake Vermilion, Vermont. David from Israel. Fifi from Slovenia. Retro Builders from Merced, California. Palau, Philippines. Paul, that's what it says. Paul from the UK. Josh from Louisville, Kentucky. Adam from Poland, At from Chula Vista, California, Marshall from Poland. Guys, I don't see it. I gotta check the board. I think my hat's gonna be broken. I don't see him. You know who I'm talking about. He better be on there, Minnie. Is Dirk from Dayton around?
Not unless he's at
Dirk, what happened? I don't see ya. Say hi. Okay, man, my heart's broken. Hey, Martin from somewhere, Canada. Martin from Canada.
You know, Marshall's from Potomac.
Marshall is from Potomac, Maryland.
Yes.
Okay, I got everybody?
Yes. Hey, you got everybody I got.
Okay, Minnie's got everybody. Dirk, I know you're going to tune in. I missed you this week, brah. Maybe, you know what we should do? We should bring Dirk and Stephanie here for a live.
Is BP Brad Presley?
BP, Brad Presley, or
No.
Brad Paisley.
Brad Paisley, I like that.
Wow, isn't that cool, huh? Okay, everybody. It's time for lunch. I hope everybody had a good time today. We are so stoked for next week. I got one heck of a Festool Live plan for everybody. Hey, come see us up in Lafayette on the 6th, and I think that's it.
Dirk is working apparently today.
Dirk is working?
Out of town?
He doesn't work.
Oh, Donut Hank. Hank's here.
Hey, Hank Foreman from Maine. From Ocean Park, we call it OP. He's in there. Mr. Foreman, you're known as Donut Hank amongst us. We love you, bro. Okay, everybody, I'm going to wrap this up. From everybody here who works on live, from Brent to Big D to Derek to Minnie to the unit, Mr. Vacation is his new name. We want to tell you we love you. We thank you very much for tuning in every week. Thanks for getting us to episode 150, and we'll see you next Festool Friday for Festool Live 151. I think that's a wrap, baby.